Hello, friends. I've just landed in Oaxaca, a city bursting with color and flavor. The air is warm, scented with corn, chilies, and something sweet I can't quite name. The buildings are painted in bright pinks, sunny yellows, and deep blues, like the whole city is smiling. I stepped out of my hotel and instantly felt the energy, the history, and, most importantly, the food calling from every corner. Oaxaca is called the culinary heart of Mexico, and I'm here to find out why. Food here isn't just something to eat. It's a story, a connection to the people and the land. I'm not after fancy restaurants. I want the real deal. The food grandmothers make, the food people line up for on the street. Everywhere I look, there's action. A woman patting out tortillas, a man selling mangoes with chili and lime. The smells are smoky, spicy, and sweet, impossible to resist. I feel like a kid in a candy store, except the candy is tacos, tamales, and things I can't even name yet. My plan is simple. Walk, talk, and eat. I want to meet the people behind the food and hear their stories. Food connects us all. It's the one language everyone speaks. So let's get a little lost, try everything, and see if we can find the best food in Oaxaca. I have a feeling it won't be hard. Let's eat. Camera pans to bustling street scenes, food stalls, and vibrant murals. Quick montage of sizzling pans, smiling faces, and colorful plates. Narrator grabs a street snack, grinning. Adventure and lunch awaits. My first stop? Mercado Benito Juarez. A sensory explosion of sights, sounds, and smells. Mountains of chilies, strings of Oaxacan cheese, and vendors offering tastes at every turn. But I was on a mission, tlayuda, the so-called Oaxacan pizza. At a small stall, Elena toasted a giant tortilla over hot coals, spread it with beans, asiento, and quesillo. I asked for everything: tasajo, chorizo, lettuce, tomatoes, avocado. She folded it, warmed it, and handed me a parcel of happiness. The first bite crunchy, creamy, salty, savory, a party in my mouth. I ate at her counter, watching the world go by, soaking in the market's energy. Elena's been making tlayudas here for over 30 years, using her mother's recipe. It's more than food. It's tradition, love, and history on a tortilla. You can taste the generations in every bite. This was just my first stop, and I was already hooked. Cut to Elena smiling, handing over a tlayuda. Quick shots of market life. Laughter, shopping, sharing meals. Oaxaca, you had me at tlayuda. Fade out on bustling market. You can't talk about Oaxacan food without talking about mole, the heart and soul of this cuisine. I visited a family-run restaurant where Sofia, the matriarch, welcomed me into her kitchen. She was making mole negro, the most famous of Oaxaca's 7 moles. Over 30 ingredients: chilies, nuts, spices, chocolate, each toasted and prepared with care. Sofia explained, "Mole isn't rushed. It's made with patience and love, a dish for celebrations." Watching her cook was like watching an artist at work. No recipe, just memory and heart. The aroma was smoky, sweet, spicy, and earthy, like history simmering in a pot. Sophia shared stories of her grandmother making this mole for special occasions. Every family has its own twist, a culinary legacy passed down through generations. Finally, we ate mole negro over tender turkey, with rice to soak up every drop. The flavors were deep and complex, a symphony on the tongue. It tasted of patience, tradition, and love. Cut to Sophia stirring the pot, smiling. Close-up of the finished dish. This is more than food, it's family. Some of the best food in Oaxaca is found on the street. Early morning, I found Isabella making memelas, thick hand-pressed masa tortillas cooked on a comal. She topped them with asiento, black beans, and queso fresco. Simple, perfect, and bursting with fresh corn flavor. Eating a memela on the sidewalk, I felt like the luckiest person alive. As evening fell, the elote vendors appeared. Grilled corn slathered with mayo, cotija cheese, chili powder, and lime. Sweet, smoky, creamy, spicy, tangy. A flavor explosion in every bite. Messy? Absolutely. Worth it? Every time. Standing on a street corner, face dusted with cheese and chili, I was completely happy. Quick shots. Isabella patting masa. Elote sizzling on the grill. Kids laughing, people eating on the street. This is what food is all about. Joy, flavor, and community. Fade out on street food scene. In Oaxaca, mezcal is more than a drink. It's the spirit of the land. I visited a family-run palenque where the air was thick with the sweet, smoky scent of roasting agave. Javier, the master distiller, showed me the process. Harvesting mature agave, slow roasting in earthen pits, crushing, fermenting, and distilling, all by hand. Each step is a labor of love, unchanged for generations. Tasting mezcal straight from the still, warm, smoky, earthy, and smooth, was unforgettable. Each variety, made from different agaves, had its own unique character. Javier taught me, you don't shoot mezcal, you sip it, kiss the glass, savor the flavors. Served with orange slices and sal de gusano, worm salt. It's a ritual as much as a drink. Sitting with Javier, sipping mezcal, I felt connected to Oaxaca's land and people. Cut to agave fields, roasting pits, and mezcal being poured. Javier raising a glass, smiling. Here, every sip tells a story. Fade out on sunset over agave fields. Soft music. End scene. Ready for something different? Chapulines, yes, grasshoppers, are a beloved Oaxacan snack. In the markets, they're piled high-seasoned with garlic, chili, lime, or just salt. I hesitated, but travel is about trying new things. Crunchy, tangy, a little spicy, surprisingly delicious. Chapulines have been part of the local diet for centuries, a sustainable, protein-rich tradition. What's strange to one culture is a delicacy to another. Trying chapulines reminded me to keep an open mind and mouth. Food is about adventure and perspective. Quick shots, baskets of chapulines, vendor offering a taste. Narrator pops one in his mouth, grins. Don't knock it till you try it. You might just love it. Fade out on market scene. End scene. Mornings in Oaxaca start with real hot chocolate, made from cacao, sugar, almonds, and cinnamon, frothed with a molinillo. I visited a century-old chocolate shop, the air rich with the scent of roasting cacao. Served in a clay mug, it's warm, slightly grainy, and deeply flavorful. A hug in a cup. The perfect pairing, pan de yema, a sweet, eggy bread topped with sesame seeds. Dunking the bread in hot chocolate is a morning ritual. Simple, comforting, and delicious. In Oaxaca, breakfast is about slowing down, savoring, and connecting. Families gather, friends laugh, and the day begins gently. Shots, chocolate being ground, bread being baked, people enjoying breakfast. Narrator dunks bread, smiles. Sometimes the simplest traditions are the sweetest. Fade out on cafe scene. Soft music. End scene. This journey has been about more than food. It's about the people behind every dish. Elena in the market, making tlayudas for decades. Sophia, preserving her family's mole recipe. Isabella, perfecting memelas on a street corner. Their food is their story, their pride, their legacy. Street vendors and home cooks are the heartbeat of Oaxaca's food scene. They rise early, work hard, and serve their community with love. Sharing a meal is sharing a piece of their life and culture. These connections have been the most meaningful part of my trip. Food is about more than sustenance. It's about connection, community, and love. Quick shots, cooks at work, families eating, laughter. Narrator sharing a meal with locals. The people who feed us are the true stars of every journey. Fade out on smiling faces. End scene. As my time in Oaxaca ends, my heart and stomach are full. This city has taught me about tradition, community, and the joy of sharing food. Food is a universal language, a way to say, welcome, you belong. Tasting local dishes is the most intimate way to connect with a place and its people. It's an adventure for the senses and the soul. Sharing a meal builds bridges and brings us closer together. Despite our differences, we all find joy in good food and good company. Food is the great connector, breaking barriers and uniting us. You don't have to travel far. Explore new flavors in your own city. Be curious, be brave, and ask for the story behind the dish. Thank you for joining me on this delicious adventure. There's a whole world of flavors waiting for us. Let's go find them together. Montage of Oaxaca's food, people, and landscapes. Narrator waves goodbye, smiling. End credits roll.